Hello, and welcome to an online gallery talk at the Gregory Allicar Museum of Art at Colorado State University. I'm Dr. Catherine DiCesare, Associate Professor of Art History in the Department of Art and Art History at Colorado State University, and an Associate Curator of Early Modern European Art at the Allicar Museum. Today, we'll be visiting some of the important works held in the Hartford-Tandstad galleries at the Allicar. The French landscape painter Claude Lorrain is regarded as the progenitor of the picturesque mood in painting. Artists and theorists, as well as landscape architects in the 18th and 19th centuries, looked to Claude's paintings for their framing devices along the right and left edges of the picture plane, and the so-called Claudian light that permeates the entire scene with a golden glow. Claude Lorrain has been a touchstone for landscape art down to the present day. Lavishly decorated wooden chests like this one, now known as cassoni, were among important items of domestic art for wealthy Italian families from the late medieval period onward, and were important indicators of social status. Such chests were typically commissioned as part of marriage preparations, often by the bridegroom's family. These containers were intended to hold household items such as linens and children's clothing, and as such were a symbol for the bride's new role in the household. This portrait of King Louis XIV of France was commissioned from the painter Pierre Mignard by the king's lover and second wife, Françoise d'Aubigné, known at court as Madame de Maintenon. One of Louis XIV's many royal mistresses, historians believe that Madame de Maintenon married the king in a private ceremony officiated by the Archbishop of Paris around 1683. This painting eventually served as a model for several important paintings of Louis XIV, including a large equestrian portrait of the king in the collections of the palace at Versailles. In commissioning important artists like Pierre Mignard, Madame de Maintenon takes her place alongside other female patrons of the arts at the French court, including Anne of Austria, Louis XIV's mother, and Marie de Medici, his grandmother. In this oil-on-panel painting by Giovanni Antonio Soliani, we see the Virgin Mary with a young Christ child and St. John the Baptist. Images of the Virgin Mary are central to Catholic doctrine, and images like this one were common in Renaissance domestic settings. Religious artwork supported the private devotional practices of wealthy Italians, from middle-class merchants to royalty. The presence of an image of Mary with the Christ child and St. John the Baptist enriched the spiritual life of the family that displayed works like this in their home and provided an avenue for daily contemplation. The woman in this large oil painting, Maria Beatrice Anna Margherita, was an Italian princess of the famous Este family of Modena, Italy. In 1673, she became the wife of James, the Duke of York, and future King James II and VII. In this portrait, painted around 1685, she poses without the trappings of royalty and instead represents herself as an elegant lady with a view of the landscape beyond. Netherlandish, that is, Dutch and Flemish, portrait painters were a favorite of the British royal family for generations. Here, the painter incorporates the interest in landscape that was characteristic of Netherlandish painting from the medieval period onward.